From that report, it doesn't look pretty well, and in some other places, specifically in the Plateau State, Jos area. We're now being joined by Oyedele Oyedeji, Registrar, Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Institute of Animal Science. He joins us from Abuja to talk on this renewed crisis in Jos. Good morning and thanks for joining us. Very quickly here, loads and loads of people are pretty worried about this renewed violence in the city. Tell us what you found out.
Thank you very much. I also picked news of this renewed violence in Jos, and I must confess, as of now, I do not have the exact details, but we have sketchy information, particularly from farmers around that axis, livestock operators, that there have been clashes, apprehension, and some level of violence. We are still gathering some information.
As we do that, it is imperative we quickly let our viewers know that more or less Jos is like a home to you. You've been there, spent a substantial amount of your years in Jos. This, you know, it has become a perennial problem year in, year out. We're getting to see this. What do you think we're not getting right in trying to fix this?
Well, let me correct one thing. I am not resident in Jos now. I have lived in Jos as I trained in Jos.
That's what I said.
Sorry?
I think that's exactly what I said. You don't stay in Jos, but you've lived a number of years in Jos.
Exactly, yes, I did. If you look at the city of Jos, Jos is, you can describe Jos as a cosmopolitan city. You have a lot of Nigerians, foreigners, from abroad, and until situation began to degenerate into what you have now. And if you look back, but I'm going to speak from the angle of the farmer, the crop farmers and livestock farmers clashes. We started some years back, maybe about 10 years, from the grazing reserve at Wase, and then we spread to some other places, villages, and so on. The major issue started with resources for livestock, pasture resources, water resources, and of course competition for land by the crop farmers. There were accusations on both sides of encroachment, that the crop farmers were encroaching in the grazing reserve. Grazing reserves were saying, hey, look, the people there were saying crop farmers were also encroaching and farming on grazing reserves. So these clashes have been, skirmishes have been on. But let me just quickly add that my institute, the Nigerian Institute of Animal Science, convened a summit at Makurdi in July this year and brought parties together, farmers, crop farmers, and livestock farmers. The Fulani Mieti Ala Cattle Breeders Association was fully represented, and each side came together to state their own sides of the story, and they have agreed to work hand in hand. So I'm really surprised that we are hearing of some clashes now, which I believe ostensibly must have been instigated from outside Jos. That is my comment for now.
Well, you have been privy to the back and forth. You've also tried to be a part of the solution, and you've done what, part of what you think can be done. What else do you think can be done? Because there must be a solution to the back and forth that we've seen that has led to the loss of many lives in the Jos area.
The issue is this: Nigeria remains a very wealthy country. And any country that is wealthy, or even any human being that is wealthy, will attract the good, the bad, and the ugly. We are talking about the ugly side of it. Nigeria has had a lot of movement from her neighbors, where there has been crisis here and there in terms of maybe conflicts, violence. But now, moving into Nigeria, we have discovered that Nigeria has a responsibility for our neighbors. But just then, how much can we stretch our hands to solve the problems outside our own borders? It is very, very challenging. But I am still of the opinion that Nigeria will come out of this challenge and fortify our borders while we still stay within the framework or respect the protocol that Nigeria initiated, the ECOWAS freedom of movement of personnel. Because I think that's where we're having a challenge in terms of, the bulk of this problem, I believe, comes from outside Nigeria and moving into different states, even beyond Plateau, down to the southern states. Because people seek greener pastures. Where things are better, people move. Either, and also criminals also move. They look for where they can make they operate their crime with ease and run away. You'll have heard about a cattle rustling, which is amazing because the way it is being done now is amazing. Nobody will believe that people will hand away cattle just the way car snatchers snatch car and disappear. Cattle that move at 2 to 3 kilometers per hour. It's happening all over, particularly the northwestern states now.
Well, we appreciate that. I think in northwestern, the governors of the northwestern region also convened a summit on that. But are you saying that this crisis in Jos is also being aggravated by foreigners?
I believe so. I am not a security expert. Let me just admit that I believe strongly so. That it's been aggravated from by foreigners from outside our immediate neighbors. I would say from our immediate neighbors.
So you've talked
because
about...
You look at the average, the Fulani man that we call the nomadic Fulani man. They have a very high level of intelligence. Native GPS, native tracking systems. They move inside bush and so the tracks are there, the roads are there, the routes are there. That the best geographer may not even compete with them. It is just because they have not gone to school. But they are inborn, they know all the maps, all the movements, all the routes that most of our agencies will have to be taught and code and go through formal lectures before they can understand all this thing that these people know on their own. So I think it's a matter of we reaching out more to them, integrating with them, and integrating them into our security apparatus.
People have also spoken about the creation of ranches. Do you think that would help?
Exactly, exactly. It will be the first step because one, most of the clashes erupted from maybe encroachment or allegation of encroachment, let me put it that way. But no matter what, our own herdsmen must be sedentarized